Hi, everybody. Remember me? Well, I remember you, and it's good to have you back. You're back just in time to usher in the month of Elul, which commemorates today, the first day of Elul. For the Jews, Elul means summer is over, and the high holidays are just around the corner, which makes this month of Elul special. For the month of Elul reminds us that there are things that we have to do to prepare for the days of judgment and to make sure we remember, beginning today, for the rest of the month of Elul leading up to the day before Rosh Hashanah, we sound the shofar. The shofar is meant during these days as an alarm clock to wake us up, to get us ready to prepare for what's ahead. And so today I want to give you some ideas of what you have to prepare. First, you have to prepare your clothing. You've got to decide now, wool or cotton, your hats, felt, straw. Important decisions have to be made. Second, you got to pay for your seats. That makes the world turn around. And there are some even more important things we have to do. Every day during the month of Elul and continuing through the high holiday season, we recite the 27th Psalm. And that Psalm, its bottom line is, I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. Which means that when you think of your judgment day, you're definitely afraid. And so the Psalm tells us, the Lord is my light and my salvation. You should know whatever's going to happen, God is with us. God cares and loves us. Another thing we have to do before the holidays is to go and visit the graves of loved ones. We do this for two reasons: to remind ourselves that we too are mortal, and therefore we've got to take an accounting of what we're doing with our days. And we do it also because loved ones were our first teachers, our first guides, and we can still learn from them. And we ask that they pray for us before the heavenly throne, because something inside of us tells us that we can all use all the help that we can get. Another way of preparing for the high holidays is one that very few are familiar with, even practice. Some of you are going to think that this comes from Zen or yoga or some Eastern religion. But I tell you, it's very much a part of the Jewish teaching. It's taught to us by a rabbi who's dead, but his words are alive. And his name is Reb Nachman of Bratslav. He was born in 1772, a great Hasidic master. He was the grandson of the Baal Shem Tov. He passed away in 1810 at the age of 38. He was buried in the Ukrainian town of Uman. He left no family. His death brought an end to his Hasidic dynasty. There was no one left to carry on his name, and yet here it is, more than 200 years after his death. And tens of thousands of his followers will be traveling to Uman in the Ukraine to be at his graveside for the high holidays. He's remembered for many things that he said. The whole world is a narrow bridge, And the important thing is to cross it without being afraid. Kol ha'olam kulu kesher yaretz tzara ma'od. Or mitzvah gadol lios b'simcha tamid. It's a mitzvah to always be happy. But he taught something else, which is found in his book Likutei Eitzot, where he directs his Hasidim for at least a few minutes each day, but especially during this month of Elul, that each one should take a few minutes to be alone with himself. There's a name for it. It's called Hitbodedut, the art of being alone. And to those Hasidim who might say that they can't do it or that they don't have the time, Reb Nachman said, anyone who can't be alone with himself has to be very poor company for others. This idea of taking time for yourself is so important in our day and age. We're always plugged in. We're never alone. There's no such thing as getting away from it all. There's no such thing as getting away. Vacation or vocation, career or carpool, movie or mall, IRA or IRS, golf or getaway, treadmill or theater, reading or running, stock page or sports page. We're juggling so many balls at one time. We are so pressed for time. It's hard to be alone or to be quiet or to meditate. But I've been doing a lot of that lately. One of the things of being the rabbi in residence is that I spend a lot of time in my residence alone with myself, thinking, reading, reflecting. I know that if somebody had called me on the phone and Sherry was to say, I'm sorry, he's busy now, he's talking to someone, they would understand. But if she had said, the rabbi is busy now, he's talking to himself or listening to himself, what would you have thought? Well, I think you should give yourself some time to think. We are taught, don't just stand there, do something. But in a world in which there's so much pressure upon us to be active and moving all the time, in such a world, maybe we should learn, at least during Elul, have to stand still and at least long enough for our souls to catch up with ourselves. The day of judgment is coming. Give yourself some time to think about it and to think about others as well. Have a good Shabbos. A guten Chodesh Elul. And may it be a year in which we are all inscribed for good. Shabbat Shalom.